I'm Ece from Turkey, Erciyes University Astronomy and Space Science Department, and I'm working on the black holes are which snacking some stars, and there are sometimes the black holes feed on stars that are nearby to black hole. Yeah. We are calling that snacking events tidal disruption events in the literature, and they are helping to grow the black holes actually. Yeah, it can feed on stars, gas clouds, or dusts. But in my research, I am focusing on the stars. First of all, we have to understand what are the accretion disks to see the black holes actually. Because when we look directly in the optical band, we can't see anything. Because they are bending space and time very crucially. So we have to catch them with when they eaten something. So accretion disks are actually their food, rotating around them in with the Keplerian orbits. So the accretion disks are basically dust, molecular clouds, gas, and very poor stars, which we are calling stellar remnants actually. So they are accumulating that matters around them, and in the time they are eating them. But sometimes they can puke too. But those are other things. Let's go to the accretion disk part. That disk is very dense, very energetic, and it have very high temperatures. So if black hole eating something like that, or it's just saving its food like as an accretion disk, we can see them with ultraviolet band and X-ray bands actually. For instance, I'm working on the X-ray part of the seeing black holes. I think the last year the most important and most popular movie was Interstellar.
We let Gargantua pull us down close to the horizon, then a powered slingshot around, launching us towards Edmund's planet.
Manually?
That's what I'm here for. I'm going to take us just inside the critical orbit.
What about the time slippage?
Well, neither one of us have time to worry about relativity right now, Dr. Brand.
It was very awesome movie as a cinematic part, but in that cinematic part I have to mention the scientific part too, because in that movie they simulate a black hole actually very well. In that picture we are seeing a black hole with the accretion disk. Black hole is, as I mentioned, bends space and time, so we can see the accretion disk in a 2-dimension or 3 dimensions. So we have to add time part too. So because of that reason, we are seeing like that. Black holes can be in the galaxy centers or arms of the galaxies. So that we are separating them to two actually. We are calling the central ones as a supermassive black holes. If the black hole is standing on the galaxy's arm, we are calling them stellar black holes. Actually, at the beginning, they're occurring same. They are born in the same same circumstances, but in the time they are just separating each others. When let's think on the people actually. If you're a healthy and thin, you can live longer than the others, right? But if you're very obese and very fat, and if you did nothing, you can die fast. Actually, the thin stars are the low mass stars, but stars are like the people. If star's mass is low, it is not possible to be a black hole. It can die as a white dwarf. And if a star's mass is high enough, it can be a black hole or neutron star. Actually, it's the last stage of the stellar evolution for the high mass stars being a black hole. In the stellar evolution, if your mass is high enough, you can be very drastic creature in the universe actually. But if you have a low mass, you can just die alone and fade away in the time. So we have a graphic, actually not a graphic, diagram in the astronomy, and we are calling it Hertzberg-Russel diagram. When we put the stars on the temperature and the luminosity, the stars are staying on the branch. We are calling main sequence that branch. And when we look the main sequence stars, if a star is at the right and upside of the diagram, it can be a very compact star. It's last stage of the evolution. But the solar type stars can't be a black hole because their mass is not enough to burn further elements after the produce. For instance, if your star's mass is high enough, you can burn the elements till iron. Afterwards, you can ignite a little bit iron, but your mass can't be enough to burn whole iron in the core. So you start to collapse in it. Like you are pranking a very fat person. You're just grabbing a fabric with your friend and you're saying, oh, there is something in the middle, grab it. And you are just pushing him. And what it's gonna happen? It just collapses in it. It's like that, the creation of the compact objects actually. But in my opinion, black holes are just the zombies in the sky, in the space, because they are a remnant of the very beautiful and very big and very fat stars in the universe. So in my opinion, they are bending space and time that much, and we is not able to see them. Because of that reason, we are calling that thing as a black, because we are not seeing anything. Think about that. You have something, and light, even light can't escape from that, and it's very heavy. When it's collide another one, it creates waves in the space, and it's gorgeous for me. When a black hole eats some stuff, it can contribute to stellar formation in its neighborhood. For instance, in my work, when a star captured by tidal forces of the black hole, it can rip apart from the black hole. Some of it can fall down the black hole, and other part can just scatter around, and it can contribute to star formation around it. For instance, if we look the center of the galaxies, we are seeing more young stars actually. The black holes are most gorgeous particle accelerators in the universe, because they can accelerate the stellar or dust material around the black hole, we called as a accretion disk. They can accrete that matter, and they can just puke from their polars as a jet. That jets are very energetic, and we can detect them. X-rays and gamma rays too. So actually they are one of the deadliest things in the universe also. Also, some people think black holes are gigantic vacuum cleaners in the space. They think the black holes can suck everything in it and feed with everything. Actually, it's wrong. If you're not close the black hole's event horizon, you can survive from the black hole. Okay, it depends how to survive. You can be a very energetic and very shining thing in the accretion disk. Yes, you can escape. Even light can escape too. But if you pass the event horizon, everything has done for you. So you are trapped by black holes' gravitational forces from now. So why the tidal disruption events are important? It's hard to understand how the black holes are formed and how they're growing like that, because we still don't have an idea how the supermassive black holes are formed. We know how the stellar black holes are formed, but it's very big mystery how the supermassive black holes are formed. There's too many theories about that. One of it is, if a black hole start to eat something around it, it start get bigger and fatter from its former stage. So it can be a supermassive black hole. In my work, I'm working on that's poor stars captured by black hole or disrupted by black hole, and it's one of the black hole growing mechanism. Because of that reason, it's important to understand black hole evolution actually. The active galaxy is like other galaxies actually. They passed on the same ways. But the different thing is, active galaxies have very huge, very luminous and very big accretion disks. And around that accretion disk, very big gas and dust cloud. So we are calling them active galaxy. When we look to normal galaxy like ours, we are not seeing some structure like that. So that thing is distinguishing our galaxy from active galaxy. What excites me about future physics so far is gravitational waves actually. Because it was the thing that Einstein suggests almost 105 years ago, maybe, or 4. I'm sorry if the numbers are wrong. And it happened. We catch that waves 100th anniversary of that theory. So it's amazing. We just captured the third one right now, and we still don't know how the thing is work, but it's very amazing to understand the universe. Maybe we will add something new in our electromagnetic spectrum, who knows? Next 20 years, maybe we can understand the universe a little bit more. But if I speak frankly, I'm not expecting that much big things. Of course, except the big ideas like Einstein's theory. But I'm not accepting to say hi to an alien. I mean, not Earth alien, the space alien. So, cause when I analyze the world, the countries are not focusing to science. So all money is going to other ways. So people are struggling because of the money. Some space missions are canceling from the project managers because of the money issues, or they couldn't work on their data sets very well because of the not hiring people and because of the money, as you can understand. Actually, if we just focus on the science and we just start to love each other all around the world, maybe we can touch the other species in the universe. It's possible, but we just have to leave behind something at our back. That's the thing. With the new space telescopes, like Rosita, it's gonna be most important one in the next years, and it's gonna be launched at 2018. So it's the next year if the time not change again. Maybe we can understand dark matter more, not dark energy. So what will gonna different if we launch the James Webb Telescope to space? What pictures will I take? What is gonna be different than the Hubble telescope? And this actually answer is very simple. Let's think our first cell phones with the camera ones. You know, when we just zoom the pictures, when we take a selfie like that, there was pixel and pixel and pixels. There was no resolution that much, right? But now, when we take a picture from here, from the window, we can see all details when we zoom it, right? So that's the differences. James Webb using more qualified and more state-of-art CCDs on it. I mean the cameras. So because of that reason, we will probe space with more details. That thing gonna be a main change about the things. So maybe we will discover more distant objects, and we will say something more about the maybe nature of the objects with the James Webb if they launch, because every year they just postpone it. Okay, what is the difference between the X-ray telescopes and optical telescopes? Optical telescopes are simple to make them. I'm sorry to say that. Nothing is simple to make actually, but if we compare with the X-ray telescopes, it's easy to catch photon from the optical band. But when we carry the photon capturing to X-ray band, the things are getting a little bit confusing. And because X-ray photons can just go from the material very quickly. We know that if you got any X-ray scan on the hospital, Because of that reason, you are seeing your hand like that. So we have to capture that photons, but how? So there is a critical angle for the X-ray photons. If photon just hits with that angle, you can catch it. Because of that reason, in the X-ray telescopes, mirrors are parabolics and layer and layer and layer. But in the optical telescopes, you don't have to spend money to create very different telescope mirror. Actually, quantum teleportation for me, because our main problem is we are not able to go to other stars or other universes maybe, or now other galaxies, because we're trapped in our galaxy right now. We are not even go to the other star. It's very pathetic actually. So if we understand how photon can teleport itself, we can maybe do teleportation in our lives. It's like if you watch the Battlestar Galactica, it was on the same aspects actually. It was jumping in the time. When we look the photon is using the time. So actually it's more or less same thing. If we jump in the time, so I'm calling it quantum teleportation, we can go everywhere. So it can be an invention of the whole time in our universe, or I mean our universe, our world. That's one of the most important thing. Other one is the energy, because we are just consuming all energy is very fast. So we have to put something else on it. Yeah, because our spaceship gonna need fuel or cells. I mean the batteries. What can I say as a conclusion to people? Actually, I want to say, please support the science and try to understand the science. Please just read more and distinguish more and try to understand more the universe.